the crown's most eligible bachelor. Prince Charming turns heads, Edward VIII. Quite the name, eh? Sounds like a king, right? Well, he was. For a hot minute, anyway. Picture this: dashing prince, heir to the British throne, world's most eligible bachelor. He's got it all: looks, charm, and a royal lineage longer than a CVS receipt. Ladies loved him. Gentlemen wanted to be him. Life was good. Or so it seemed. Edward was a bit of a rebel, you see. Liked to party, bend the rules, the usual royal shenanigans. He loved fast cars, fancy clothes, and, oh yeah, a certain American woman named Wallis Simpson. Now, Wallis was a bit of a scandal. Why? Because she was divorced. Twice. Not exactly queen material, at least according to those stuffy old rules. Abdication Nation. When Edward said later, to the throne, imagine the headlines: King chooses love over crown. The year was 1936. The world was on the brink of war. And Edward VIII? He was head over heels for Wallis. But there was a problem. A big one. The Church of England, of which the king was the head honcho, wasn't too keen on divorce. Marrying a divorcee? Unthinkable. Talk about a royal mess. Edward was faced with a choice: the throne or the woman he loved. It was like choosing between a lifetime supply of tea and crumpets or, well, true love. Tough call, right? Well, for Edward, it wasn't. In a move that shocked the world, he chose Wallis. That's right, folks, he gave up the throne for love. Talk about a plot twist. Dissecting the drama, a royal recipe for disaster. Okay, let's break this down Kipling style. Who was involved? Well, you've got Edward, the love-struck king. Then there's Wallis, the twice-divorced American socialite who stole his heart. And let's not forget the supporting cast: the British government, the Church of England, and a whole lot of gobsmacked citizens. What led to the abdication? In a nutshell, Edward's determination to marry Wallis, despite the Church's disapproval and the government's concerns. It was a constitutional crisis waiting to happen. When did it all go down? December 1936, folks. Just a year after becoming king, Edward signed the abdication papers, making it official. He was out. Where did this royal drama unfold? Buckingham Palace, of course. The heart of the monarchy became the epicenter of a love story that shook the world. Why did Edward abdicate? The short answer: he couldn't marry Wallis and be king. He chose love over duty. Simple as that. Love or duty? The ultimate royal rumble. Now, some folks say Edward was blinded by love. Others say he was never cut out for the throne anyway. Maybe he just wanted a simpler life, free from royal duties and those pesky crowns. Whatever the reason, his decision sent shockwaves through Britain and beyond. It was a constitutional crisis, a family drama, and a juicy love story all rolled into one. Imagine being Edward's younger brother, George VI, suddenly thrust into the spotlight. I wasn't prepared for this. I stutter, remember? Poor George, talk about pressure. But hey, he stepped up to the plate and became a great king, especially during World War II. Talk about a tough act to follow. The aftermath. A crown up for grabs and a nation in shock. Edward's abdication sent shockwaves through Britain. It was like the entire country was going through a bad breakup. People were divided. Some supported Edward's decision to follow his heart. Others felt he'd betrayed his country. It was a constitutional crisis, a family drama, and a media frenzy all rolled into one. The monarchy seemed shaken, but it survived. The line of succession shifted, paving the way for Queen Elizabeth II, Edward's niece, to eventually take the throne. Who knew that this royal shakeup would lead to the reign of Britain's longest reigning monarch? Talk about unintended consequences. And the crown goes to a right royal conclusion. So there you have it, folks. The story of Edward VIII, the king who gave it all up for love. Was it a grand romantic gesture or a reckless act of self-indulgence? You decide. One thing's for sure. Edward's abdication changed the course of British history, paving the way for a new era and a new monarch. All because a king fell head over heels for a woman the church didn't approve of. Talk about a royal pain in the ascot. And you thought your love life was complicated.